Hey geeks, it's Brianna Lopez from San Antonio, Texas. And when I'm not constantly geeking out with Brandy Walsh over every little detail of my upcoming July trip, or texting EJ Cruz about how excited we are for Toy Story Land, I go geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis and Lindsay.
Are you ready for a fun-filled hour of food favorites, resort hopping, and hanging out with Disney World geeks? It's now time to go geekin' on Walt Disney World. Here's our dad and co-host. Hollywood was impressed with his performance in crowd scenes at the Indiana Jones stunt show. He never misses an 11 a.m. margarita at the Mexican Pavilion. And Mike Wazowski is still raving about his performance as that guy over at Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Curtis Stone.
Welcome home, Disney World geeks. This week on the show, we check out Universal Studios with author Seth Kubersky from the Unofficial Guide books on episode 234 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. I am your Geekin' Family Podfather, Curtis Stone, and we are the family-friendly father-daughter podcast, also featuring Mama, Auntie Judy, Soul Sister Holly, cousins Jen and EJ. Our Geekin' family will feed your passion for Walt Disney World by sharing our experiences and opinions, as well as others from our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. I'm so excited you're here with us, listening to our show. You're not a download to us. You're special, and I know because I've interviewed and talked with many of you. I'm really enjoying that Facebook Live also. And geeky Disney people are awesome, and we consider you family, part of our Geekin' family. Join us every Monday as we share travel tips, resort reviews, and lots of food talk through our live trip reports, interviews with our Geekin' family members about their trips, and special guest roundtables on fun Disney World topics from Geekin' family members all around the world. And this week we got an author from the Unofficial Guides. We take pride in the awesome and positive community in our Geekin' family, so come join us to share in our love for Walt Disney World and each other, and I bet you'll learn something to try on your next vacation. If you're listening to podcasts to plan your Disney vacation, listen to the end of the show and I'll give you a free offer to get direct advice from our team of Disney travel experts. Hey geeks, on this week's episode, you're going to learn more about Universal Studios, Harry Potter Land, City Walk, and Islands of Adventure. You geeks asked me if I wouldn't mind covering Universal, and of course I don't mind, especially if you ask me. Thankfully, we have a great relationship with the amazing folks who produce our favorite touring books from the Unofficial Guides and touringplans.com. And this show is informative because we have an awesome guest in author Seth Kubersky, and most of the questions you geeks brainstormed for me, and I think I did a pretty good job in getting most of them on the show, and Seth did an outstanding job answering them. I think I say to Seth, this is a really geeky show, and that's a good thing. This episode also has a bonus segment that I recorded on Facebook Live with super geeker Heather Brainerd covering a trip she just returned from. That she was messaging me during the week saying, wouldn't this be, she really enjoyed this. I think I did this last week where I put in a clip from Susan Busby that I recorded actually on Skype, but it was just a very specific thing about the minivan and how you could use the ECVs now on a couple of the minivans. And she really liked that idea, and her and I chatted a little bit, and I liked it too. And so I asked her to come on the Facebook Live, and we chat about her little quick trip that she did with her husband, Rich. They cover the water parks for the first time, Galactic Nights over at Hollywood Studios, and a very new restaurant bar over at Disney Springs called Wine Bar George. I was really interested in hearing about that. I think you're going to enjoy this conversation with Heather. But first, let's take a geekin' look at Universal Studios, City Walk, and Islands of Adventure with Seth Kubersky. Well, you geeks know I sing zippity-doo-dah, but I can sing SpongeBob SquarePants with equal enthusiasm. When a couple of family members suggested we have a show on Universal Studios, I was glad to do it. And not only am I glad to do it, but I'm excited to bring on the show one of the best experts in all things theme parks and Universal Studios. Let's bring him on. Our guest has worked for more than 20 years as a theatrical artist, cultural critic, and travel journalist. I like doing this long one, Seth.
Update this one.
He is the author of the Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando and co-author of the Unofficial Guide to Disneyland and the Unofficial Guide to SeaWorld. I see a pattern there. Universal Orlando and the Best of Central Florida. He is nationally recognized as an authority on theme parks, I told you, and amusement attractions. He has worked for more than 20 years as a theatrical artist, cultural critic, and travel journalist. He also contributes to touringplans.com, one of our favorites we talk about all the time, the Unofficial Guide to Las Vegas, the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World, and Orlando Attractions Magazine. Named Best Arts Writer in the Daily City's 2013 Readers Poll. He writes an arts and entertainment column, Live Active Cultures, that appears in every issue of Orlando Weekly, Central Florida's leading alternative newspaper. Whew, I got that out without too much mistakes. Please give a warm geek and family welcome to Seth Kubersky. Hey, Seth.
Hey, thank you so much for having me back on and reading that ridiculously long introduction. I have to find that online and burn it.
As a writer, maybe make it more succinct until, right?
I was born, I lived, I have not died yet. There's my bio.
I love it. I had to get it all in there. I didn't know where to cut it. You know, it's so good. How you been? Yeah, we had John about a year and a half ago, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Last time I was on was just a little bit after the 2017 edition of my Universal Orlando book came out. We've got the 18 book out, and I am furiously working on Universal 2019, along with updates for all the other unofficial guides.
Keeps you busy. What do you do on a regular basis for touring plans?
Well, between Unofficial Guide and Touring Plans, we have a number of books. Besides the Universal Orlando, I've got the Disneyland book. I also go out to Las Vegas, cover that, and I help out with Walt Disney World. Plus, as you mentioned, the newspapers, magazines I write for can add AAA to the list of outlets that I work for now. I'm also on the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast on a regular basis.
Oh, perfect.
So basically, anytime that I'm not at my laptop typing up something for one of those outlets, I'm probably in one of the theme parks researching stuff to write up.
I was going to say, how often are you in the parks now?
It depends on the time of year when I have a writing deadline due. It might only be once or twice a week. When I've got time set aside for doing research, 3-4 days a week.
Nice. Well, we have an amazing community online, Seth, and we did this last time. It worked out really well.
Yes.
I like getting feedback from my listeners all the time. They come up with some great questions. I kind of put them in categories. Before I even get started, though, in that same vein, I'd like to ask you, is anything interesting going on in Universal you'd like to tell us before we even get into all this?
Oh, well, Universal has been opening something of note every year for the last few years. Ever since the first Harry Potter opened, they've kind of been on a roll.
Yeah.
So since the last time I talked to you, the big news was Volcano Bay, which opened in May of 2017. It honestly had a very rough opening year, but it's coming up on 1 year old, and they finally worked out all the bugs, as far as I can see. I visited there not too long ago and had a really good experience. There were some definite growing pains. They opened the doors before it was really ready.
Oh, okay.
But if you show up today, you'll have a really positive experience, I think.
And that's the water park, Seth?
Yeah, Volcano Bay is their highly themed water park. They want you to call it a water theme park,
right?
Which is a little bit of a misnomer. It's not like you're going to be going on dark rides, in your bathing suit. But they do have an amazing collection of slides and tubes, and the signature water coaster is probably the best water slide I've ever been on.
Man, I loved water parks when I was a kid. They didn't have a lot of them. I remember my parents taking me to Rhode Island. I know you're from New Jersey, so you know.
Oh, yeah.
And
well,
that was the only place I knew.
Action Park, which was more of a suicide camp than a. If you've seen the documentaries about Action Park and how many people were seriously injured there, it tells me how much my parents loved me that they took me there on a regular basis.
My other favorite vacation place is Wildwood, New Jersey. I probably told you that last time. We've loved Wildwood for my wife and I 30 years, and I always worry about the salt air down there. And the great white shark is the rickety wooden coaster facing the ocean.
Yeah,
but always had great times.
The wooden
there.
coaster is held up remarkably well, but they have a suspended looping coaster there on the Morey's Pier.
Yeah,
that's one of the most painful things I've ever endured. But we love, and in fact, if you like Wildwood, if you haven't stayed at Cabana Bay, which is the hotel directly next to Volcano Bay.
Yeah.
It's directly inspired by Wildwood, especially the Caribbean motel there.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They did serious research in Wildwood and other places with that kind of doo-wop architecture.
I love the New Jersey Shore. Well, we're going to talk about Universal. I'll tell you my history for my audience. We took the kids. It's been like 10 years since I've been there. So
you won't recognize the place. It's completely changed.
Oh, wow. That's good. You're here to teach me and everyone else. So I guess not knowing, I can ask the questions with on authority. And it's not that I'm against it. My kids, I got 3 in college. So when I go to Disney World, taking 5 or even a bigger group, it's been a costing mostly for me to kind of split between that and Disney World. But I've been down also, though. I used to do a conference. I've been to like 8 different conferences. And the nice thing about the conference would be they would rent out a park, and 2 times that I was there, they rented out Islands of Adventure. So I was able to do one of those, those evenings where they bring in the conferences and just
that's a great way to go.
Have at it. Yeah. And really, I don't know if they do the same thing with Harry Potter there and all that. This was before that. So that's my experience. It's been quite a while. So if my questions sound stale or my experience sounds stale, you'll know why.
I'll pretend to ask surprised.
No, you can make fun of me. It's okay. I'm a Disney World podcast. I'm not going to hide it.
Oh, I hear you. But, obviously you've probably been to Disney in the last year.
Yep.
And you probably noticed that not really a lot is changing from Disney World visit to Disney World visit. Outside of something big like Pandora opening.
You're right.
We're all kind of holding our breaths for things like Toy Story Land and Star Wars Galaxy Edge to open.
I know, there's so much.
But for the most part, you walk around Magic Kingdom or Epcot, and you've got the exact same experience today that you had maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So, the advantage to Universal, especially if you haven't been there in 10 years, it's all going to be new to you. Whether you like everything or not, at least you're having a new experience.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to start. Like I said, I kind of categorized these, but I also weaved in my audience's questions. And we're going to start with resorts, which is obviously a big topic. You mentioned one there already. And this question comes from Bruna Matskovich. And
Hi, Bruna.
And thank you. And she says, what are the advantages when you stay on site?
Sure. Okay. Universal has a couple different tiers of on-site hotels.
Right.
And at the very top of the line, there are 3 most expensive hotels, which are the Portofino Bay, the Hard Rock, and the Royal Pacific. Yeah. You're going to get the best treatment at those hotels of pretty much anything at any theme park, better than you will get at Disney World, unless you are staying in one of those top concierge levels and paying for the extra concierge fast pass system. What you're getting at Universal with any standard hotel room at those 3 top hotels is you're getting early entry to the parks. Yep. That's one or both of the dry parks with Harry Potter, plus the water park. And you're getting an unlimited express pass to use in the 2 theme parks. And if you were to pay out of pocket for that unlimited express pass, they run about $120 in the off season, up to over $200 per day per person.
Oh, wow.
In the peak season.
Okay.
So you stay one night in one of those hotels, you get that unlimited express pass for the full day that you check in and the full day that you check out.
Nice. Okay. Good.
So
Perfect.
if you fit 5 people into one of those rooms, which you can easily do, multiply that out, the value of the Express Pass is often more than the price of the hotel room itself.
Wow, that's quite a value. And what's the location in terms of getting to the parks from those resorts?
Yeah, so if you're used to staying on site at Disney World means you're spending a lot of time on a bus. Mm-hmm. Universal is a totally different experience. Those 3 main hotels are an easy walking distance from the front gates, between 5 minutes to less than 15 minutes at the most, from your hotel room to the front gate. It's a lot more like the Disneyland experience in that sense than the Walt Disney World experience. Yeah. And even their cheaper hotels, the Sapphire Falls, the Cabana Bay, and the Aventura, which is opening this summer, you're talking less than a 20-minute walk, or you can take a bus. And the Universal buses, as soon as one loads up and leaves, the next one's already there waiting. I've never waited more than 10 minutes to get where I was going on a Universal bus. So transportation is definitely a big plus over your average on-site Walt Disney World experience.
Yes. Is there a new resort opening up?
There is. The newest hotel is going to be called the Aventura Hotel. Okay. It's sort of shaped like a giant fidget spinner. It's located kind of right across the street from the Volcano Bay, and it's going to have a rooftop bar with views of the water park, the theme parks, and all around iDrive. Nice. So that should be really popular. And those, the room rates, that's what they call a prime value hotel. Yeah. So you're looking at a starting rate of around $120 a night in the off season, comparable to like an All-Star Sports or even a little cheaper.
Yeah. So they have some of that same price range as the options that Disney have. Yeah. Right.
The top of the line hotels at Universal are still cheaper than your Grand Floridian. Yeah. They've got a new hotel that's going to open in 2019 on the site of what used to be the Wet 'n Wild theme park. And that's about a 2-minute bus ride down the street from Universal. And those are going to start at about $100 a night.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, Kevin Curtis Allen, who's our big fan over at the Isle of Wight in the UK, asked that question about that. You already answered it before I asked him. So there you go, Kevin. There you go, Kevin.
Ooh, check that off the list.
Exactly. From Marissa Mars, she's asking, we get this question a lot at Disney World, but is resort hopping worth doing? Do you even need to do resort hopping? Why would you?
In terms of transferring from one hotel, staying at one hotel to another on site at Universal, I wouldn't bother, because for one, if you're registered at one hotel, you're eligible to use the pool at any of the other hotels.
Oh, wow.
And that's the main factor, especially, Cabana Bay has a lazy river, which is pretty unique. You've got water slides at some of the other hotels. So, if you wanted to take a day and just pool hop, as long as you're registered at one, you can show your key card and security will let you through to any of the others. They also run in the evenings a dining shuttle. They'll take you from one of the hotels to any of the others if you want to have dinner.
Yeah, I'm already getting that feel. Like you said, Seth, that it's been a long time since I've been there. For sure. The resorts have come up a notch.
Sometimes, my wife is not a big fan of rides. In fact, she doesn't actually have an annual pass to the parks. But we'll still go to Universal and take the water taxi that connects the 4 top resorts, including Sapphire Falls now. Yeah. And we'll just take the free water taxi around and walk around the resorts and look at the landscaping.
That's good to know. That's some of my favorite parts of Disney World too. Is kind of those little strolls. I always talk about my favorite walks. Places where you're not doing a thrill ride. I like that. It's part of the attractions for sure. All right, I'm gonna go fast. I'm gonna go right into eating. It's one of our favorite topics. I know that it's yours. I saw your website. You had a picture of you. So, all right. We have someone we call Auntie Judy, and Auntie Judy Ludwig asks, other than City Walk, where are there good places to eat in the park? So she's talking about in the park.
Inside the park. Okay. Yeah. The easy answer is Harry Potter. The food inside the Harry Potter areas is excellent.
Yeah. What kind of options? Tell me the options are there. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's British influenced, but not so British that Americans won't eat it. So at Three Broomsticks and Islands of Adventure, got good barbecue ribs and roast chickens. They actually do a big family platter where you get a salad and chicken and, all the sides, enough to feed a family, and it comes out to about $12 a person. My favorite is the Leaky Cauldron, which is in Diagon Alley over in the Universal Studios Florida side. You've got meat pies, you've got really good fish and chips, you've got Scotch eggs and a plowman's platter of imported cheeses.
Yeah.
Some really excellent food in there.
We've talked about that. We've talked about Scotch eggs before. That's funny that you said that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to eat outside of Harry Potter, inside the parks, Fast Food Boulevard, the Simpsons area, has some, it's fast food, but it's elevated fast food. They've got a good chicken and waffle sandwich and fried calamari. At the Islands of Adventure side, if you want a sit-down meal, Mythos, you're only paying $1 or $2 more in entree than you would compared to counter service. It's a really nice atmosphere. It's a good restaurant. It's not the world's greatest restaurant, as the banner over the entrance would have you think. But it's a solid choice, and it's a lot cheaper than the equivalent restaurant at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, and one of my listeners, I got a bunch of foodies that are listeners for sure. And I know Jeff McCartney, he asked this question, and he was there. I know he's a huge Disney fan, and was reluctant, and they went over to Universal Studios and I had him on it for a trip report here, Seth, and he was, reluctantly saying how great a time they will go back.
All right.
And one of the things he talked about, he's a big planner too, and he felt a little lost in terms of dining. So I think of your answer in the finer dining areas too, anywhere on the property. Okay. In Disney, how they have ADRs and you got to reserve for sure. So the question is, do you have to reserve some of these better places to eat there? And what are some of your favorites?
At Universal, you rarely have to have a reservation. You can almost always get a walk-up.
Nice.
And if you do get a reservation, you need to get it a day to a week in advance, not 60 to 180 days in advance.
Okay, good.
Most of the Universal restaurants, you can either book through the Open Table app, or there's another similar app that there's a link to it on the Universal website. And if you're used to making reservations for restaurants in your hometown, it's the exact same process. All right. What I will say is the one restaurant that it was valuable to have a reservation for was Emeril's, and that is closing. Okay. So that's was kind of one of Universal's fine dining locations, and that's not going to exist anymore.
Okay.
If you are looking for white tablecloth dining at Universal, you're not going to find it inside the parks. At the hotels, your best bet is the Palm, which is at the Hard Rock. Yep. Biche, which is at the Portofino Bay.
Okay.
There was another Emeril's restaurant also at the Royal Pacific, and that is also closed. So both of the Emeril's are gone or going.
I wonder what happened there.
Yeah. Another great choice, though, the quality is like fine dining, but the price level is much lower, is called Vivo. It's an Italian restaurant at City Walk.
Okay.
And I've had nothing but great experiences there.
I tell you, I'm going to throw this in there with City Walk because I had the Disney Spring changes. I have really enjoyed, Seth. My wife was never a big fan, and everyone we talked to is really pleased with what they did at Disney Springs. And tell me about City Walk a little bit, especially in lines of food. What's some of your favorite things to do over at City Walk?
Sure. So City Walk is obviously not on the same scope and scale as Disney Springs.
Okay.
It's in terms of footprint, it's much smaller, but that makes it more compact and accessible. Like if you've ever tried to walk all the way from the marketplace side to the west end of Disney Springs, it can be brutal.
Yep. It's a big, right.
City Walk in recent years has added some new restaurants. One was Vivo, like I just mentioned. Another great one to check out is Toothsome, which is the chocolate factory. It's sort of vaguely inspired, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, by Willy Wonka.
Oh, yeah.
With a steampunk theme. There's walk-around characters. They can watch them making candy. And the food is actually pretty good. And the drinks, they've got a full bar, and the drinks made using chocolate are a lot of fun.
What kind of food besides chocolate is it?
It's a bit like a Cheesecake Factory style menu where there's a little bit of everything. There's kind of every genre covered, and the portions are really huge.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you, I love music. Jimmy Buffett music. I love Bob Marley. Are they still there?
Jimmy Buffett and Bob Marley are both still there. They're among the originals, along with the Pat O'Briens, which is, if you've never heard the dueling piano players in there, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, do they have some good nighttime stuff going on? And
they still have The Groove, which is a nightclub. The Rising Star Karaoke Club is really popular still. There's a Red Coconut Club, which was, kind of hip 5 or 10 years ago and has kind of cooled off a little bit. But I think now that Emerald's is leaving, they're constantly bringing new things into City Walk. The most recent was Voodoo Donut, which is a popular chain out on the West Coast. And they serve really creative donuts with way too many toppings to ever finish. You've got more topping than donut, but there's almost always a line of people waiting to get in.
Perfect. I'm going to take a trip into the expertise of your touring and tickets.
Right.
We're a little bit into the tickets and a little bit into the parks a little bit, and it's going to be dominated. I got 4 different questions from listeners here. Okay. Holly Burcase, who's one of our co-hosts also, and she says, what is the biggest difference in planning your touring of Universal versus Disney?
Oh, well, Fast Pass. Disney, you've got to plan out what park you want to be in on what day to get those Fast Passes at 60 days out.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that at Universal. Yeah. Universal has introduced a thing called Virtual Line, which is right now used in the Volcano Bay Park and also in a couple attractions at Universal Studios, notably the new Jimmy Fallon ride and the even newer Fast and Furious ride. That works a lot more like the old-fashioned paper Fast Pass. You don't book in advance. On the day of, once you're inside the park, you can either go to a kiosk or you can pull up the app on your phone. Or in the case of Volcano Bay, you use a special wristband that everyone gets for free when they enter the park. It's very simple. You go to a kiosk or use the app, you get a return time, and that sort of cuts you past the standby line when you come back. It's a much more relaxed experience at Universal.
Okay.
We obviously, we have touring plans in the book. Touring Plans Online offers customized touring plans for Universal, just like we do for Disney.
Okay.
But you don't have to be as frantic about it.
Okay.
You'll find that in general, waits for rides are going to be a lot shorter on average at Universal than they are at Disney. We're used to seeing 3-hour waits on a regular basis for something like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. You're not going to see that at the headliners for Universal, even on the busiest days.
Is Spider-Man still?
A bad day at Universal is still less crowded than a moderate day at Disney.
Actually, I have a question. I'm not going to ask this question yet, but I remember my favorite ride was Spider-Man. You don't even get a long line for that.
It can get up to an hour or more.
Okay.
The standby lines aren't out of control at Universal the way they are at Disney, and a lot of that is because Express Pass usage at Universal is limited to people staying at the 3 most expensive hotels, and people want to pay more out of pocket for the passes. So there's a lot fewer of those people versus at Disney, where they can devote up to 90% of the capacity of a ride to Fast Pass. So if you aren't in a Fast Pass line, you're going nowhere fast.
Yeah, and she has a follow-up question that says, when is the Express Pass worth it?
When is it worth it? We have a crowd calendar at Touring Plans, and I encourage looking at that. I would say that when you only have 1 or 1.5 days to be at Universal, this is your only chance. You haven't seen the parks in a while, and you want to get in as much as you can. Yeah. And you're there in a busier time of year, especially spring break, Christmas break, or the heat of summer. Express can absolutely help you, check off all those attractions on the list. If you're coming a less busy time of year, if you've got 3 or 4 days for your visit, then, and especially if you're willing to get up early and be there at rope drop, or stay for the last couple hours of the day when the park is open but clearing out, then you can absolutely get away without the express.
Oh, perfect. Well, Mandy Ray Malinowski, he just answered all your questions. So I know she'll forgive me for, at least I'll mention her name. She was wondering more about the FastPass system, but that's perfect. I think we covered that. All right. And well, this is the kind of the common question you got to ask. And because it's so compact, how many days do you need to really get a good Universal Islands of Adventure trip in? Maybe even throw in a water park.
It takes a full day to see each of the parks.
Yep.
I have in my book a 1-day 2-park highlights tour where you can check off the e-tickets at both of the parks if you've got a park-to-park pass and do it in 1 day. You're going to miss a lot of the little detail. You're going to miss a lot of those mid-tier attractions, which really help round out a day. So I would say, I would also say that if you are a serious Harry Potter freak, you could easily spend a full day only doing the Harry Potter stuff at those parks.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
You can absolutely, go there at Rope Drop, especially since they have
spend the whole day.
Early park admission just for Harry Potter for hotel guests.
Wow.
Do the early admission there, hang out, shop, maybe have lunch, then head over to the other side, to the other Harry Potter side, stay there. There's a nighttime show now on Hogwarts Castle that's definitely worth seeing. There's, between all of the entertainment, you've got 2 different shows in each of the parks. You've got multiple rides, and you've just got spaces to explore. If you buy an interactive wand, you can easily kill a few hours playing with your interactive wand. So yeah, if you're a Harry Potter freak, you could easily spend 1 full day doing only Harry Potter. But then you're missing out on a lot of great, Marvel attractions, Transformers, and other kind of things in the park.
Well, I want to peel that a little more because Tom Ellison asked me, first of all, how are the crowds? Hold your thought here for a second, but how are the crowds for Harry Potter? And then he kind of adds, what's the strategy if he just wants to do all things Potter? Yeah.
The first few years that Harry Potter opened, it was pretty insane.
Okay.
And part of that was because Universal just didn't know how to handle big crowds of people. They hadn't experienced that before. They've really got it down to a science now.
Oh, good.
Universal handles their staffing really well. They've got a good idea of how many people are going to come in. They handle rope drop fairly efficiently. The only thing I don't like about Universal is that they use an old-fashioned barcode and finger scanner at their turnstiles, which is much slower than the RFID system that they have at Disney.
Yeah.
So that can get a little frustrating just initially getting through the gates. If you are there at the absolute peak of the year, and by absolute peak I mean Christmas week, Easter week, 4th of July, you're going to see long waits for the rides inside of Harry Potter, and occasionally, and I'm talking maybe 4 or 5 days a year, it'll get so crowded inside Harry Potter areas that they will set up barricades and they will hand out timed return tickets, like a paper fast pass.
Okay.
So you have to come back and use it later.
Oh, great.
That happens very, very rarely, though, because they've gotten very good at managing the crowds. What I will say is that if you've got the early admission with the hotel, with hotel stay, take full advantage of it. Get up early, hit it hard early.
Yep.
If you don't, the worst part of the day at Harry Potter is that initial rush after the general public gets in.
Okay.
A lot of them will burn themselves out by like 11 o'clock or noon. So hit it right around lunchtime. Especially the attractions. Sometimes, people are drawn to the restaurants at lunch. So it's a good time to hit the attractions. And the other great time is after nightfall. One, because people start leaving the Universal parks a couple hours before closing. And 2, the lighting in the Harry Potter areas is absolutely stunning. Especially Diagon Alley totally transforms at night.
Nice.
And like I mentioned before, there's a new lighting show with projection mapping and a little bit of pyrotechnics that they do nightly on Hogwarts Castle. And that's a great reason to stay right until closing.
So, like you said, a full day you can get and do a lot.
If you're
That's
a Harry
cool.
Potter geek, you can totally
geek out.
You can happily spend a full day, and you will also spend a lot of money because there's a lot of unique merchandise that you're not going to be able to find in any store back home.
Yeah, you're going to go crazy. I know. All right, I'm going to do a couple more kind of technical questions around the park. And Katie Doyle, what is the best ticket plan if you're staying on a Disney property, but you want to do like a day at a Universal, or what about the multi-day pass values?
A lot like Disney, the more days on your ticket, the less you're paying per day.
Yep.
A 1 day park ticket to Universal is about the same as a 1 day park ticket to the Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
A 1 day park hopper at Universal is actually the same or slightly more expensive than a 1 day park hopper at Disney, because they really want to get you. The only way you can ride the Hogwarts Express train, which is a really wonderful emotional experience if you're a Harry Potter fan, is with a park-to-park ticket. So that's how they get you. They really encourage that park hopper ticket with that.
Yeah.
A 1 day park hopper ticket it's a pricey thing.
Yeah.
2 day is a little better, but it's still pricey. It's not till you get to the third or fourth day that you really get those extreme price breaks.
Okay.
But once you hit the third, the fourth day, and the maximum that Universal sells is 5 days.
Okay.
Those 3, 4, and 5 days are actually significantly better per day value compared to the Disney ticket.
Yeah.
Now, if you're primarily doing a Disney vacation and you just want to go over to Universal for 1 day only, there is a company out there that combines a bus ride on a Mears bus from Disney hotels to Universal with a 1 day park hopper.
Okay.
But you're basically getting slight discount on the transportation, but not on the ticket itself.
Okay.
I would recommend instead buying your ticket in advance, either through Universal or there's some reputable ticket brokers like Orlando Ticket Connection. Mousesavers.com is where I usually go to see who's got the best deal at any given time. And we also track deals like that on touringplans.com. Uber or Lyft is my recommendation. I personally prefer Lyft. You can take a Lyft, a Disney hotel to Universal and back for about half the price of a taxi or a Mears bus.
Yeah.
So that's what I would recommend. The other option is do a split trip. Either do the first half of your trip at Disney and the second half at Universal. Yep. Or if you like park hopping at Walt Disney World, do a couple days at one Disney hotel, couple days over at Universal, and then finish up at a couple days at Disney Hotel. That way you can use Magical Express to get back and forth to the airport.
Nice. You got that covered, dude. Nice job. All right, Bruno, again, and a little bit different. This is about hours, park hours, and how often do the posted hours change? Is it unpredictable as Disney? And when do they release the schedule for early entrance to Harry Potter World?
Universal does not announce their schedule quite as far out as Disney.
Yep.
Right now, I think they have it up through September. So it's usually somewhere between 3 and 6 months out.
Perfect.
Is when it's online. And they usually update the early park admission schedule about 90 days out. I know just the other day they updated the schedule to show that it's going to be at both Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios through the summer. Currently, I believe it is the studios only.
All right. Great. Man, this is great technical information. Well, speaking of technology, again, back to Jeff McCartney, my buddy I think he used to work with me. He was a project manager. So I'm not surprised from this, but he said, I'm going to read this question out for you. It took me a while to figure out their phone app and how to use it efficiently for park passes, etc. So any tips on how to navigate Universal like we do Disney, i.e. the My Disney Experience app?
Yeah, it's not as well integrated as My Disney Experience. I will totally give you that. The only thing you really need it for, you can store your ticket information in there.
Okay.
And the most essential purpose the app has is if you are going to Volcano Bay, you're going to want to go into the app and set up an account. Or if you've already set up an account using the Universal Orlando website, you can just log in with that information. What that allows you to do is to get your Tapu Tapu information. That's the wristband that you're given at Volcano Bay. To get that information set up in advance, especially with your credit card, so that you can pay for food and drinks without needing your wallet while you're in your park. My advice for that is to download the app and do that the day in advance so that you're not trying to figure that out while you're waiting at the turnstile. The other thing that the app is good for is getting virtual line passes for rides like Jimmy Fallon and Fast and Furious.
Okay.
But those features don't unlock until you are actually inside the park. So it's hard to test that at home.
Okay.
It uses GPS to prevent you. But you're absolutely right. The Universal app has been updated recently and has improved, but it's still got a ways to go.
I know all about that. That's what I do for a living. So, well, how about, are they doing any mobile ordering for food yet there?
And, not yet. Universal does not really get the terrible long lines for food that I've seen at Disney.
Yeah.
On peak days, it would come in handy. The problem I've had with it at Disney is that I don't know if maybe they've taken cashiers away in order to accommodate the mobile ordering, or if the kitchen is just not able to keep up with the mobile and the standard orders at the same time. Because I've had some really great experiences with mobile ordering, and I've had a few frustrating ones.
I think there's kinks probably still yet to be figured out there. Okay, perfect. I'm going to go into the parks a little bit. We haven't even gotten, can you believe that? We're almost done.
There are parks?
Yeah, we're going to do some entertainment. I love the entertainment. I wanted to ask, this is for me, the Hard Rock Cafe. I love concerts. And do they have like live shows also over at City Walk, like bands and stuff still?
Yes. Hard Rock Live is the concert venue that's attached to the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
It's actually separate. You don't have to eat in the restaurant to go to a show and vice versa. And they still get really big name shows in there all the time.
Right.
And one of my favorite things that they do, aside from the name touring acts, is they have a thing called Classic Albums Live, where they have an orchestra and a band recreate a famous classic rock album, note for note.
Yeah.
I saw them do Pink Floyd The Wall, and it was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
They also still have a couple stages out in the public areas. You'll occasionally see a free concert there. They also use it for a paid special event on New Year's Eve and other holidays.
Whereabouts is that? Is that near the Hard Rock?
It is dead in the center of City Walk.
Okay.
If you walk through the heart of City Walk towards Islands of Adventure, there's a big stage down by the waterfront and a smaller stage heading up towards Pat O'Brien's.
Perfect. What about the other show? I remember them having some really great shows in the parks, talking Universal and Islands of Adventure. I got to talk about my favorite, which is animal shows. Do they still have like the Animal Planet show there?
Animal Actors is still going strong. It's no longer branded to Animal Planet, but it's still essentially the same show. A couple of the same animals still there. Some of them have moved on to a farm, got retired to a farm.
Okay. I thought you were going to say the Rainbow Bridge.
They no longer have the orangutan who used to, for many years, was the finale. She retired.
Okay.
It's still a really fun show. It's my second favorite animal show in town, next to Pets Ahoy over at SeaWorld. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. I've seen. I thought the best thing was they had the cats and dogs chasing each other. I thought that was fascinating. They still do that? I mean, I thought that was fascinating. Yeah, that's still in the show. Yeah.
Love that. That's good to know. See, that does my heart good that that's still there. All right. And talk about some of the big stage shows, or what do I want to call them? There's one like a Sinbad thing. There's those kind of walk through things, right?
Still around. I mainly recommend Sinbad to people who speak English as a second language, because when you can't understand the dialogue, the show is far more entertaining. Things blow up. People dive into the water. It's eye candy, but even compared to the Indiana Jones stunt show, which is aging and I think badly needs an update, it's just so corny. And there is also Poseidon's Fury, which is sort of like a show. It has a live actor, but it's a special effects walkthrough.
Right.
It's also very corny. For me, Poseidon is one of those things that's almost so bad it's good. The Universal Studios Florida used to be really known for its live entertainment. A bunch of stuff is closed. Beetlejuice, which was the rock and roll show with the Frankenstein monster and Dracula.
Yeah.
That was removed to make room for Fast and Furious.
Oh, okay.
And the Terminator 2 3D stunt show, that has also been removed. And the word is that's going to be a new show opening in 2019, which will most likely have a spy theme.
Okay.
Think Jason Bourne or James Bond.
Sure.
Thing.
What's the Fast and Furious?
Well, the easy answer to that question is it is neither fast nor furious. It's a simulator attraction that was adapted from the studio tour at Universal Studios Hollywood, and it's based around a 360-degree simulator tunnel, very much like the Kong ride over in Islands of Adventure.
Okay.
With the exception of there's no animatronics and there's no 3D. The idea of it is that you are attending an underground post-race rave party with the Toretto gang from the Fast and Furious movies. While they're letting a bunch of strangers walk around their secret hideout, the FBI shows up. So you get on a very inconspicuous party bus with flashing lights and thumping sound in order to surreptitiously evade the FBI. And you wind up getting caught up in a high-speed chase down a freeway, all done with projections on the walls around you and lots of smoke and water being shot in your face. I don't really know what it's all about. I've seen all of the Fast and Furious movies, and what I love about those movies is that if you watch the behind-the-scenes stuff, it's mostly real cars and real stunts, and they try their best to do as little computer-generated stuff as possible. And the Fast and Furious ride is 100% computer generated. Yeah. Even the performances by the live actors, who all look like they would rather be anywhere else. The Vin Diesel's facial expressions are computer generated. It's a lot like watching someone else play Grand Theft Auto while someone shakes her chair. What I will say is, if you are a gearhead, if you're a fan of performance cars, it's worth going into the queue to see that the sports cars that they have set up in the garage. There's great art direction. There's great theming in the pre-shows. A lot of people worked very hard on that, and I'm not entirely sure why.
I want to speak of Universal Studios. Many years ago, I was in college break. I went out to California Universal Studios, and I enjoyed the shows that were taped and seeing those shows being taped. And then Disney had that a little bit at Hollywood Studios back when it was MGM Studios. And I know Universal had Nickelodeon Studios there at one point. Do they have any? They don't do any more recording of live shows, do they? Or
Nickelodeon is gone. But Universal, unlike Disney, which has really completely gotten rid of their sound stages, Universal is still an active production studio.
Okay.
There isn't something going on every single day.
Yeah.
But there's stuff going on a fairly regular basis.
Oh, okay.
They used to have a show called The Voice, the Latin version of The Voice for kids.
Yeah.
I think that was filmed there.
Okay.
And TNA Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, is there on a pretty regular basis.
Okay.
Every few weeks or so, you can see them giving away free tickets to be in the studio audience of wrestling. So if other things occasionally, like game shows, will come in. Jimmy Fallon did the Tonight Show from there for a while. So yeah, there's not on a daily basis, but on a regular basis, there's still television production going on.
How does that work? If you have a park ticket, you can get in line for that?
Yeah, it depends. There is a information window in Universal Studios Florida near the front of the park.
Yeah.
And there'll be a sign outside the park that will say if anything is going on that day. Most of the time, the tapings happen right around park closing, especially if it's wrestling. They will recruit people sometimes from outside the park near the Blue Man Group Theater, which is near the Hard Rock Cafe. Depending on what they need, they'll recruit people and give you a free ticket even if you don't have a ticket to go into the park.
Oh, you just mentioned something, the Blue Man Group. Is that a regular show that's there?
Yeah, Blue Man Group is there every single night, sometimes 2 or 3 shows a week during the busy season. They're still going strong.
Nice.
They got rid of Cirque du Soleil in Disney Springs. They're going to have a new Cirque du Soleil show eventually, but they haven't announced a starting date.
Right.
So if you like that kind of Las Vegas entertainment, you can head over to Universal and get your dose there.
Perfect. All right. I'm going to ask about stuff for the kids.
Right.
Sometimes we take kids.
For the kids.
I don't anymore, but we had someone.
I try to avoid it, but you do you.
What would you do if you had kids? What are some of the kiddie favorites?
Yeah, so okay, Universal's got a reputation as being really good for like tweens and teens and young adults, but not so great for infants. I kind of agree with that, and I kind of disagree.
Okay, make your case.
There is nothing like the KidCot craft stations that they have at Epcot. I think those are really great for the kids.
Yeah.
And obviously Magic Kingdom is really focused on little kids. And there's a very high percentage at Magic Kingdom of rides with no height requirement. You don't have that at Universal. Universal, almost all of the rides have at least, some sort of minimum height requirement. And some of them go up all the way to like 52 inches for the roller coasters. Mm. But what Universal does better than Disney is the child swap system.
Okay.
At Disney, it's this whole thing where you got two parents and they've got kids, where one parent goes and waits through the line, and the other parent stays outside of the ride with the kids, and then they trade places. At Universal, the way it works is the whole family stays together and waits in the line together, and some of the attractions like Harry Potter, there's a lot of great stuff to see and experience just in the queue. And then when you get up to the boarding, they have a special child swap room. And there's usually a television showing a movie or cartoons, or like at Fast and the Furious, they have a whole like a race set, like slot racing that you can kids can play with. Yeah. So one of the parents gets to board, and as soon as they get off, they're right there, and they just swap right out. So you don't have to end up waiting through the queue twice or having to sit outside in the heat.
Oh, cool!
It's a much better system.
Nice.
The other thing I'll say is that there aren't a lot of rides at Universal without height requirements. The playgrounds at Universal, I think, are even better than the ones at Disney.
Oh, okay.
There's the Camp Jurassic Playground, Jurassic Park, and Dr. Seuss Playground. Yep. In Islands of Adventure, and they've still got Kid Zone for now over in Universal Studios Florida. Kid Zone is the biggest question mark at Universal. I would have told you that it would have been gone a year ago to make way for the new Super Nintendo World, but all sorts of things are in flux. So Super Nintendo World could end up somewhere else. We could see Kid Zone turn into SpongeBob or the Trolls or Pokemon. I have absolutely no idea right now. Something's going on there, but it's all in flux.
Hold that thought, because I'm going to ask that for like their last question about the things that are promised. But all right, we'll go back to the adults. And what's some of the nighttime favorites, and how about lounges? I'll put those two questions kind of together.
Ooh, okay.
Are there like spectacular fireworks, and what is there something like at night?
So Universal used to have a show called the Cinematic Spectacular.
Yeah.
Which it was okay, but I wouldn't say it was spectacular. What they're doing right now, though, really might be spectacular. They've got a company called Aquatique that right now is installing a platform in the middle of the lagoon with water nozzles and water screens and jets.
Okay.
And it looks very similar, slightly smaller in scale, but very similar to what Disney has for World of Color out at Disney's California Adventure.
Okay.
I know they've been recording a new original score for it. It's going to be focused on Universal films and characters from the theme parks.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to see both stuff from current attractions like Harry Potter, but there's probably also going to be references to stuff like Jaws, Back to the Future.
Okay.
It's going to have pyrotechnics. I've heard rumors of drones being involved, lasers. They're totally reshaping the whole Central Park area along the lagoon for tiered viewing. I think this is going to be the biggest night show that Universal has ever attempted.
Sounds like it. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. And once you're done with that,
it's a good spot.
At the end of the night, there's obviously some fun bars at City Walk, such as I really like Pat O'Brien's. The real action at night is the Strong Water Tavern over at the Sapphire Falls. It is a rum bar that specializes in like 50 different kinds of rum. They have rum flights. They have amazing cocktails. They have these barrels of grog that you can split with like 7 people and still not finish. Ceviche and tapas, and that is the place to be at night. I think it might get displaced, though, once Aventura Hotel opens, because they've got a rooftop bar, and their bar menu is being put together by the same mixologist who created the one at Strongwater. So that's going to be a winner. One
thing we've been talking about at Disney, Disney Springs and a lot of the places, at the parks, Nomad Lounge and like that. Is there a place like during the day where you could just relax and have a nice relaxing drink?
Inside the park, there is a fun little bar called the Alcatraz Bar in Universal Studios, Florida, which is outside the exit of the Fast and Furious ride. It's actually hanging right next to the bar is the corpse of Jaws. If you want to take a photo with a giant dead shark.
I do.
Alcatraz Bar has some fun signature cocktails, and they make a house-made potato chip. With homemade ketchup.
Oh, I like that.
Really fun.
I like those.
That's a good spot. And the other good spot is Finnegan's Bar in the New York section.
Oh, yeah.
They've got some really great bartenders.
Irish bar.
Some of them have been there for years and years. They know how to pour a Guinness properly.
Perfect.
I always recommend that. If you want a non-alcoholic drink, I guess you could get a butterbeer over at Harry Potter. The best place to get that butterbeer is the Hogshead Tavern, which is inside the Three Broomsticks restaurant over in Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
And they've got a bunch of secret menus, secret drinks on their menu. You can order a triple layered beer cocktail that's made with Guinness and the signature Boar's Head Ale.
Oh, yes.
And
I like that.
And they have a Hogshead tea, which is like a Long Island iced tea.
Oh, yeah.
But made Harry Potter style.
Nice. I like that. Yeah.
My favorite is they do a Strongbow cider mixed with fire whiskey, which is an exclusive cinnamon whiskey.
Right.
Much better than Fireball whiskey.
Okay.
It's only available in Harry Potter.
That would do. That would take care of me. I think I'm all set there. Love it. Thank you, Seth. All right, just a couple more for you. And this one's from Andrea Willard. And do they have any?
Hi, Andrea.
And what, if any, behind the scenes tours or opportunities are there? We love the tours at Disney. Yeah.
Okay.
They
all
doing
right.
that? Yeah.
So there's two kind of ways to get behind the scenes. Well, I guess there's 3. You could shoplift and go to Universal Jail, but I don't recommend that.
No.
So if you've got a lot of money, you can pay for a VIP tour.
Oh.
And those start at about $250, $300 per person per day, not including your park admission. Those are really great because the tour guides are very knowledgeable. It includes a gourmet meal. You get to skip past all the lines for the rides. You get to peak places where no one else gets to go.
Nice.
That's amazing. I highly recommend the VIP tour if you can afford that kind of experience.
Oh, you've done it then.
Yes.
Nice.
I've been lucky enough to do them many times. They would be worth every penny if I had that many pennies, but I personally don't.
Excellent. Good to know.
However, if you want that VIP treatment without spending any extra money, there are secret backstage tours at several of the attractions in both of the parks.
Oh, cool.
So I'm gonna run down them really quick. They're listed in my book. At Universal Studios Florida, the newest one is at Jimmy Fallon. They have a thing called the VIP Studio Tour, where you get to see the control booth for the ride. You get to go up on a private balcony that's only for VIPs, and you get to take a picture with #the Panda. At Men in Black, I'm skipping over. At Revenge of the Mummy, this is currently under construction, so you can't access it right now, but normally there's a thing called the production tour, which takes you through the queue and underneath the track of the ride, so you can stand and see the roller coaster from below.
Yeah. That's cool.
Men in Black, there is a thing called the immigration tour. When you go through the standby line, at a certain point, you can look down into a room and see animatronic aliens and control desks. This tour will let you go down into that room. People will point at you from below and ask, how'd they get down there? And you can take pictures with the animatronics and sign logbook. So that's at Universal Studios Florida. And then over at Islands of Adventure, At the Incredible Hulk, they don't allow you to take a cell phone or camera into the queue normally, but if you ask for a Gamma tour, they'll take you on a tour through the queue and point out all the Easter eggs and Marvel comic references in the queue.
Oh, nice.
And then finally, in the Jurassic Park Discovery Center, they have a little glassed-in room where they hatch baby velociraptors. And if you ask, they will give you a tour of the inside of that room, and they have props, including some props that were actually used in the Jurassic Park movies that they'll show you.
Yeah, but Seth, I know what happened in that movie. I don't want them getting loose. Yeah, knowing me.
Send the kids. Let the kids do it.
Knowing me. Yeah, nice. That's wow. Nice
there
job.
Used to be a thing called a castle tour at Hogwarts Castle and the Forbidden Journey ride, but once they put in the express queue, they took that away. Nice. So that's all the VIP tours I know for now, but you never know. The more might pop up.
Well, you killed that one. Great job. And from Marissa Mars, here's kind of the relaxing kind of question. What's the best way to spend a non-park day? Can you do that there?
Oh, yeah. A non-park day.
Non-park day. What would you do?
If you like mini golf, Hollywood Mini Golf is really well done. It's right outside the entrance to the movie theater, which is an excellent movie theater. If you need to catch up on Infinity War, it's one of the best screens in town.
All right.
And they've got a full bar, too, which really helps after seeing Infinity War. They've got a really fun mini golf there at City Walk. Over in Cabana Bay, which is my favorite staycation hotel. Yeah. Like I mentioned, they have the lazy river, and all the hotels have really nice. They got music outside the pools. They each have a movie. They have like a giant inflatable screen, so they'll show a movie at night. The top end hotels have like organized kids activities, like a kids camp kind of thing. Yeah. Cabana Bay also has a bowling alley, and that's a great way to kill a few hours. Warning though. They have discounted rates in the afternoons, but when it rains, everyone goes there.
Everyone goes bowling.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you can absolutely.
It rains a lot.
You can absolutely kill a day hanging out at resorts and City Walk.
I'm sure, and they're beautiful resorts. So that's just great to explore. All right. This has been a real geeky show, Seth, and and I love it.
I'm trying to keep up.
Two geeks geeking out on this stuff, and this has been awesome. I got one last question then for you. What are you excited? Yeah, what are you jazzed about for the future down at Universal?
Oh, sure. There's the stuff that they've announced, and then there's the stuff they haven't even announced.
Yeah.
On the side of the stuff they've officially announced, the new Lagoon show should be coming within the next month or two.
Oh, wow.
And I'm really excited to see that.
Right.
Next year, there's the stunt show that's going to replace T2. Yep. But the big thing for 2019 is the new Harry Potter roller coaster. Right. And, it's replacing Dueling Dragons. Dragon Challenge. Yeah. Which, a B&M looper after my heart. Yep. But the new one looks really fun. It's going to be, I believe, Intamin is the manufacturer. It's got, I believe, 6 launches. It's got a backward section. It's got a kind of special effect indoors. If you've been on Verbolten and Busch Gardens, you might guess what that's like. Indoors, outdoors, audio animatronics.
Oh, wow.
Special effects. It's going to be a huge ride, and a little more family friendly than Forbidden Journey or the old roller coaster was. So I'm hugely looking forward to that. And then they announced Super Nintendo World. Where that ends up, whether that's whether we see parts of that in Universal Studios Florida, or if that gets saved for the new park that they are going to be building on a huge piece of property they've bought south of their current campus. By the mid-2020s, Universal is going to be a completely different place.
Really? Wow.
A lot of really exciting things going to be showing up in the next couple of years.
Oh, let my dogs.
And your dogs agree.
They are like going wild for this, I guess. Right. Do you have any details on what the Nintendo Super Mario Bros. What is it called?
I've seen the initial plans. That was basically what they pitched to Nintendo, which was a giant Mario Kart indoor dark ride, where you would drive a Mario Kart, and it would use not virtual reality. It would have physical characters, animatronics, but it would use augmented reality to do things like weapons and obstacles.
Okay.
That was the main attraction. The second attraction is a Donkey Kong roller coaster that uses a new kind of cantilevered roller coaster, where the roller coaster is attached to a boom that's attached to a track, but then it has a fake track in between the vehicle and the actual track. So it looks like the track is broken, and then you fly off of the track and land on other pieces of track. And then the third attraction is a slow-moving, an Omnimover-style dark ride based around Yoshi. So that was the initial plan, and basically they said, that's good, but we want to make it even bigger.
Oh, wow.
And it looks like they're going to transplant that to the new property. It was going to replace all of Kid Zone.
Okay.
Instead, it looks like they're transplanting that to the new property.
Okay. How far away is that?
It's by the convention center.
Okay.
It's closer to SeaWorld than it is to the current Universal.
Okay.
If they finish extending Universal Boulevard all the way down to it and Kirkman Road, it will be like a 10-minute drive.
All right. Okay.
It will quicker to get from one Universal campus to the other by bus than it is to get from like Magic Kingdom to All-Star Resorts.
Yeah. Sure.
So that'll probably looks like that's going to be saved as one of the keystones of the new property. And Kid Zone, I'm hearing Pokemon, possibly. And then I'm hearing Legend of Zelda, maybe for Islands of Adventure.
Great for the gamers.
And then, there's also the Fear Factor Stadium is probably going away and going to become the last new Harry Potter Ministry of Magic indoor dark ride.
Well, it is. You know what? It's great that the two companies in Orlando are competing against each other. There's nothing wrong with that because as guests, we're the ones who win.
Yes. Are we still recording? I didn't know when we stopped. Or
I'm still. Okay. Yeah, I'm still going to put this in. Yeah, this is good talk.
Just to make clear, I am not breaking any non-disclosure agreements for anyone. I'm reporting speculation and rumor only for your entertainment purposes, and none of the things that I just mentioned might actually come true.
There you go.
In fact, knowing my luck, they probably won't.
Oh no. Well, it's fun to speculate, and this has been this is, like I said before, geeky, which we love, and you did a fantastic job. Yeah, I didn't give you any of the questions ahead of time. You were awesome. So
totally cold reading.
Perfect. And well, you live it. You live it. So.
All right. I really appreciate you having me on, and your listeners can find me at orlandoweekly.com, attractionsmagazine.com, touringplans.com. I have my personal website, sethkubersky.com, and you can actually hire me to do VIP park planning for you if you want. And most importantly, keep an eye out the Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando 2018 edition on bookshelves, wherever you can find a bookstore, if one still exists near you. Otherwise, Amazon will be happy to send you a copy. Or 2019 edition, working on it right now. My other books on Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Las Vegas, they're all out there. Nice. Just Google me.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, and tell Lillian thank you once again.
I absolutely will, and hopefully it'll be. It won't be another year and a half.
All right,
we talk again.
Yes, I like covering all these attractions. This has been awesome. Right. I'm ready to go now.
All right, save up those geeky questions, and we'll do it again.
Perfect, Seth. Hey, have a great summer. Right.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Thank you so much, Seth, for coming on the show. Thank you, Lillian Opsomer, who sets that up for us with the touringplans.com authors and the Unofficial Guide authors. That is such a great connection we have there. Really enjoy having that. Now I'm ready to go to Universal Studios. I think I gotta talk Mom and Judy. Maybe we should spend a few days over there. I think it'd be a great idea. And I want to thank the community, the Geekin' family. First of all, I want to list all you guys that gave me some questions. Bruna Maskovich, Kevin Curtis Allen, Marissa Mars, Auntie Judy Ludwig, Brenda Drinkwine Futrell, Jeff McCartney, Holly Burcase, Mandy Ray Malinowski, Tom Ellison, Katie Doyle, Andrea Willard. And if I missed your question, I really apologize. I love it so much that you guys provide me. I had to do hardly anything. I had a couple of my questions, but you guys made it really interesting. These authors, I think, get invited onto podcasts and they get kind of probably the same questions over and over again. So I love it that you guys made it unique. You made it your own. And I love that about you guys. Don't forget to check out Seth on OrlandoWeekly.com, AttractionsMagazine.com, TouringPlans.com, and his own website, SethKubersky.com. Okay, I also promised you a little conversation I had with Heather Brainerd. Now, this is during a Facebook Live recording that I did on Friday night. I am really enjoying this, guys. I think I'm going to do it again this coming Friday night because I think I actually have a baseball game to go on Thursday night. And, it's an opportunity for us to talk Disney World. Ask me any kind of questions that you want to ask. Maybe you got a trip coming up, a little pre-trip report. Or like Heather, she had a trip. She just got back. We get that really fresh information, especially with something that's new, like Wine Bar George. So this is really fun. Let's listen to our conversation with Heather from Friday Night Live. But so the idea was you just went to Disney World, didn't you?
We did.
Again.
Yeah, well, it was only a 4-day trip, so it was very quick, but it was a lot of fun.
Very good. So who went?
It was just Rich and me.
I know. At least I thought so. At least I thought so. I didn't really follow this one that much. I don't know if I missed you posting or you weren't posting or what. It was kind of, yeah. I was surprised you were already home. I think when you messaged me, just like the other day, you were already home, right?
Yeah. That's right, because the episode that I was mentioning to you, I actually listened to on the plane ride on the way home.
Ah, okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for keeping me entertained.
Was it a good one?
It was. It was really good.
Excellent. But you had a great idea because instead of doing like a full trip report, we're just going to cover a couple of things that you thought, well, there's one I'm really interested in for sure. They're both, I think, yeah, I'm trying to remember. I remember two of them.
Okay.
You remember, I know the new lounge bar, wine bar, George, what is it called?
It's called Wine Bar George.
Wine Bar George. I got to hear about that. So I'm really, this is really exciting. I was thinking the same thing, like when Toy Story opens, I won't be going down there anytime soon. So I'm going to have to get someone on like this and get the scoop. So I'm so glad to get the scoop about this Wine Bar George. And you also said Galactic Nights you did too, right?
Yes, we did that. And we did the water parks, which we had never done before.
That was the third thing. That one slipped my mind. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Let's take the water parks first. When you say parks, did you do more than one?
We did. We did both of them. We actually didn't go to a theme park that day. We did the two water parks and then went back to our room and got cleaned up and went to Disney Springs.
Okay, good. So
that was a really different kind of Disney day for us.
So what are the two water parks in Disney World?
There's Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon, and we like them both, but we gave Blizzard Beach the slight edge. We just liked it a little bit more.
So I've only done the Blizzard Beach, so I'm glad I did the right one.
Yeah, you did.
By a little, I got this little cough. I got this like gurgling in my throat. Mom's like really sick right now. She got bronchitis.
Oh no.
So if I cough or something, it's a little summer cold we both caught. Yeah. All right. So how was the weather to go to the water parks this time of year?
It was actually great.
Good.
So we were thinking the weekend would be a total wash because the forecast was showing that tropical storm heading.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we were thinking, all right, we won't be able to do any of the things that we planned on, but, we'll be at Disney. We'll make the best of it. It'll be great anyways.
Right.
So, but it turned out to be fantastic. The first 2 days it rained a little bit, not too bad at all.
Good.
And then the second 2 days it was beautiful. I mean, we had like those quick afternoon downpours that you get in Florida, but they didn't interfere with our plans at all. So it worked out beautifully.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so why did Blizzard Beach get the edge over Typhoon Lagoon for the water park?
A few reasons. We preferred that lazy river. We're not exactly water slide people.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know I used to love it as a kid. I mean, I thought that was the greatest thing ever when I was a kid. And they were kind of, when I was a kid, way back in the day, there weren't that many of them to go to as they are today. I remember going with my parents taking me one in Rhode Island. It was near Musquamacut Beach. And we didn't have any of those. We didn't have any in Connecticut that I knew of. And, I just thought that was, I love to go fast and I love the water. The whole thing. The whole thing is such a great, fantastic concept.
Right.
Did you try some of the? That one's got a real high one, though, right?
Yeah. That has. I think it's called Summit Plummet.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, which we did not do, but we saw a few people going down it. It was very uncrowded. It was
good.
Fantastic.
Weird. Yeah. For a nice day, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think
not quite summer yet.
Right, but it was actually Memorial Day.
Oh, wow.
The day we did the water parks, and I think the forecast kept people away because it wasn't supposed to be as nice out as it was.
Well, Zach is asking, how bad are the wait times at the water parks?
Yeah, they weren't bad at all, but when we were at Typhoon Lagoon, which we did second, of course we were hanging out at one of the bars that they have there at the water park.
Of course.
And yeah, chatting with the bartender, Jimmy. Jimmy was great, and he was telling us that they had predicted about 9,000 to 10,000 people at Typhoon Lagoon that day, and there were only about 3,000.
Wow!
So
a level 3, a level 3 at the Typhoon Lagoon.
Exactly.
So you did one in the morning and one in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Same day.
We actually rope dropped Blizzard Beach.
All right. What time's rope drop at Blizzard Beach?
It was 10 o'clock.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Excellent. And you just, did you try some of the more scary rides?
Not really. We did, I think it's called Teamboat Springs, which is like a family raft ride.
Okay.
That was at Blizzard Beach, and that was fantastic. Highly recommended.
Nice.
It's kind of like doing Kali River Rapids, but you actually have a swimsuit on.
Okay.
So you don't mind getting wet.
Yeah, I know. Every time I don't go on Kali River Rapids often, but I'm the guy. Lindsay and I are the ones that get swamped from head to toe, right?
Yep.
The uncomfortable feeling of your underwear being wet the rest of the day.
Right, which I do not care for.
Exactly. Not to mention your feet.
Right. And then over at Typhoon Lagoon, we did, I think it's called Crush and Gusher or something.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a water roller coaster. It was fun.
All right.
Yeah, it was a lot shorter than I expected. But
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, kind of like Kali River Rapids. I always thought that was a little short.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Welcome, Deidre. Just getting home. Sarah says she may hit Blizzard Beach tomorrow afternoon after Epcot if the weather holds. Yeah, you never know in the afternoon, Sarah, what the weather's going to be. So all in all, you give a 2 thumbs up for the water parks?
Yeah, definitely.
Good.
If you have never done them and if you get the opportunity, I'd recommend it.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What was the second one we were going to talk about? All right. I'm getting old. Oh, the Galactic Nights.
Yes, the Star Wars party at Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
So much fun.
Is that the same? That's the same one I went to, I think, right? Has it not changed, right? We went in January. Did you go in January?
I think there was one in December.
Oh,
maybe?
this is a dessert party.
This was a ticketed event.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
So kind of like a Halloween party or something like that.
Wow. Whereabouts at Hollywood Studios? The whole thing?
Pretty much the whole park.
Ah.
What there is of it at the moment.
There's going to be a lot coming. Don't worry, Heather.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. So what do they do at the Galactic Nights?
The very first thing that we did was kind of a behind-the-scenes presentation. It was a panel of Imagineers who were giving the latest updates on Star Wars Land, Galaxy's
Wow. How long was that presentation? Wow. You're a Star Wars geek, so everyone's got to know Sarah.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Heather's a Star Wars geek. She's got artwork in the house, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I have been a Star Wars geek since 1977.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Old school. I love it.
Absolutely.
So, how long did that last?
The presentation itself, I want to say, was about a half an hour, 45 minutes,
Okay.
something like that.
Did you learn anything new?
Yeah. I mean, you guys probably already know this because I'm sure it's been all over the place, but the name of the village in Galaxy's Edge is Black Spire Outpost.
Okay.
So that was new information. And they showed some footage, like some kind of like overhead footage of what it currently looks like.
Okay.
And there's scaffolding everywhere.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a lot of vertical construction at this point, so that's great to see. It's really coming along.
Oh, beautiful. Jody wants to know, did you see Solo? That just came out last weekend. Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, we went to see it last Thursday night. So we actually went to see it before this trip. So that was perfect timing because one of the guest stars at Galactic Nights is the guy who plays Chewbacca now.
Oh. You probably didn't recognize him.
Well, he did the walk.
He did the walk.
It's a very recognizable
He's
walk.
very hairy. Outstanding.
Really fun.
Yeah, what'd you think of the movie?
I really liked it.
Good.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, I only looked up, what's that? Rotten Tomatoes. I looked up and I want to say it was getting like a 70% kind of ranking. Why do you think it didn't hit like the 90s?
I don't know.
Something?
I don't pay attention to that stuff.
All right. So it hit all the marks for you?
It did.
Should I go see it?
Yeah, I think you should go see it. I think that the new actor, I can't remember his name, Alden something. I thought he did a great job as Han Solo.
Oh, that's good. That's important. Good for him. That's a tough role to put on screen after Harrison Ford, right?
Absolutely. That's a very tough act to follow.
Yeah. So you enjoyed the Imagineers? They gave you good stuff?
Yes, they were fantastic.
Good. Where were they? Where did they meet up with them? Where in the parks?
That was in the theater where they have the Indiana Jones show.
Oh, really? The big theater?
Yeah, but it was interesting. They had like the sides kind of blocked off. So it was like
I can see it.
Center sections.
Okay.
Filled.
Cool.
And we were pretty close. Like, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 rows back, something like that.
So Sarah's saying she thought Solo was better than expected to be. So yeah, that's cool. Glad to hear that because I know my son Ben, we like to go see movies and we haven't seen any in a while. He goes like to see all the superhero movies sometimes without me. And then, but I definitely like to see the Star Wars ones with him too. So let's see. Okay, so they were using kind of the whole park for this Galactic Nights. What else another highlight of the night?
Oh, we loved the photo ops. I posted one of them in the Facebook group, the Emperor's Throne Room.
Yes, that was a great one.
Thank you.
Liked your pose.
There were other photo ops like that too. So that was pretty cool.
That was only for that night.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect. Yeah, that's the one thing about the events. I think I talked about that for the art festival. That's a standout for me to have fun with the pictures and
yes,
you know. And
well,
I love how they change them all the time, different characters and stuff.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's so interactive.
Exactly. You guys were looking very serious, if I remember. Out of character.
My husband takes direction well, so.
Oh, you gave him the directions.
I did. I told him he had to look evil.
I don't know if he pulled off evil. He doesn't come across to me as evil.
He's not very evil.
No, he's not very evil at all. That's awesome. All right. So what else did you guys do? They have a big fireworks thing?
You know, we didn't stay for that because they were doing the normal Star Wars fireworks and projection show.
Okay.
I think they added in a few scenes from the Solo movie.
Okay.
But we had seen those fireworks so many times before that we were old and tired.
You were good.
So
yeah, I know how that goes.
We decided to just go back to our room and go to sleep. I think we left the park about 11:30. So
that wasn't the water park night, was it?
No, we did the water parks the next day.
Oh, okay. I was say, going into swimming and water parks are extremely exhausting.
Yes, it is.
Well, what else? Give me some other good stuff from the Galactic Party. You all have characters roaming around, I'm sure.
There were a few, like we rode Star Tours and there were stormtroopers on the ride, so that was pretty cool.
Wow, stormtroopers on the ride.
Yeah, that's
perfect.
Neat. Yeah, and they, you know how they do the march with Captain Phasma?
Yeah.
Kind of like that march. They did that, but it was led by Darth Vader. So that was really cool.
I like that. Yeah, I put that in the last live recording. I have that march. They do that constantly. If you're in
yes,
that area.
They do.
Seems like they start back up. We were walking. We've seen it, I think, 3 times while we were in the park. And then of course, we always have a drink at the, you know where I'm, the Brown Derby Lounge. And I've seen them there. And then just as we're walking out, doors open up and they come out from the opening area where they come in the front of the park. We ended up watching them again.
I love it.
Jeff and Dave say hi. Yes. Hi, guys. Yes. So any other highlights from that Galactic Nights? Did you have desserts or something or food?
Yeah, well, you know how we are about our food.
Yes. You're very particular, Heather. I know.
We have very high standards.
Well, these aren't these parties, I understand, like, I think last time I talked to Jeff McCartney was telling me he is too. He's a foodie and he said they had hot dogs and he was trying to be kind, like ballpark Franks.
Yeah, so the food, they did have some specialty foods, and we tried a few, and a couple of them were okay, and one of them was just not edible. It was
Very good.
But we had a good cupcake, and it came with a little light-up Millennium Falcon on top of it.
All right.
That was a fun souvenir.
You got to take that home. So you got a souvenir, a light-up Falcon. All right, Millennium Falcon. Yeah. That's a keeper.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Any other good stuff, or you got to tell me about the Wine George?
Yeah. Let's skip ahead to Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was
what's up? 3 Wine George. What's it called?
Wine Bar George.
Wine Bar George.
Pretty simple.
I'll get it straight. It's too simple. Hey, Judy. See, I haven't talked to Judy. She says, hello, we're eating Chinese in Torrington. I got to assume she's at the buffet, which is only a few blocks from my house right here.
Oh, wow.
Hello, Judy. One of these days I'm going to get you on live on here. She's always out gallivanting.
She is.
Wine Bar George. I'm excited about this new place. I've been, you and I have talked and we're big fans of going to the lounges. And we're big fans of Disney Springs now because they've just done so many great restaurants and lounges and you can just have a fun time. What type? And, so here's another one. They just opened up. We've been expecting it for a while. And I suppose if you're into wine, you're probably going to be really excited, right? They have 200 wines or something, I think I read.
Yeah, I believe it's 135.
All right. I overshot.
But that's a lot. That's a lot to choose from. So we basically just told the bartender what we were, like what we liked, what type of wine we liked, and what we were in the mood for. And she had a few suggestions, and we just picked from her suggestions, and they were amazing. They were so, so good.
What kind of wines do you like? Now, you guys, come on, you're foodies now. You should know your wine.
We don't know. I wish we did.
I just embarrassed you on live Facebook. I always said that because I don't know my wine. I always make fun of it. Jam jar is my. Do you have jam jar there?
I don't know.
It's probably too low. It's probably too low. It's a South African wine that over at Animal Kingdom that I like. It's a sweet wine,
Yeah, I like sweet wine. I mean, I kind of like all wine. I haven't met a wine that I don't like.
I'm with you there, right? I say that same thing about beer too. I like trying the different kinds. I mean, I may favor something. I may say, hey, I kind of like that one better than another, but yeah, I'm with you there.
Exactly. But so Rich tends to go more for red. I tend to go more for white. So just basically what we did was we ordered the pork cheeks and we ordered the burrata. It's burrata cheese with heirloom tomatoes. So that was really good.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so we just asked the bartender to pair them for us. So she paired a red with the pork cheeks and a white with the burrata. And
hey, wait a minute. I'm a pork connoisseur, and I don't know what a pork cheek is. What's a pork cheek?
It is this amazingly tender, just melts in your mouth deliciousness. So good. You have to try it.
Like a tenderloin?
I'm not even sure what it is.
She doesn't even know what part of the pig they come from. Heather, do you know?
It's just, I try not to think about that.
Yeah, I hear you. I probably should think about it, but I don't. Yeah.
But it was really good, and both of the wine pairings were spot on, so perfectly paired.
Yeah, how do you know if it's paired? Just tastes good?
They just taste really good together. Like if they don't taste good together, you can tell.
Okay, see, I got to learn these things. I can go to Wine Bar George and learn these things.
You can.
Right?
So
They'll train you. They'll train you what's supposed to be.
They will.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And while we were there, George was having dinner with his family at the table right behind us.
Oh, wow. Nice.
We didn't actually get a chance to talk to him because, we didn't want to interrupt his family dinner.
Yeah.
But,
that's cool.
But he was right there. So
I think I heard he was going to be around. Is he going to be there all the time, or he's got a bunch of these places?
Well, he's been there every night so far, the bartender was telling us, because they've only been open for like a week and a half.
Right.
Or maybe it's 2 weeks by now. But
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah, exactly. So he's been there a lot to get it up and running.
So the geeks are saying that the pork cheeks come from the cheek side of the pig, whatever that is.
I still don't want to think about it.
We're trying not to think about that, guys.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think the food they have a big menu there for food.
I don't remember how big the menu was, but there was a lot of stuff that looked good.
Yeah, cheese, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was hard to narrow it down to just a couple of things.
Can you get filled up by? It's really snacking, right? It's like appetizers more. It's not dinner.
Yeah, exactly. But that's how we eat.
Yeah.
We eat small meals frequently.
Yes, I know this about you.
Yeah,
I really felt like this is going to be your kind of place.
It is.
Yeah.
Completely. It was so much my kind of place that a couple hours later we went back for dessert.
Yes. What'd you have for dessert?
We had the key lime pie and it was delicious.
Outstanding. Did they have a good dessert menu too to choose from? You're having a hard time choosing?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot. There were like 3 or 4 different desserts, but we both wanted the key lime pie and it was really good.
All right. How was the atmosphere there?
Nice. Yeah. Very relaxed, very laid back. I wasn't really sure what type of atmosphere to expect because it seemed kind of fancy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
But it was very casual, very relaxed.
So it wasn't crowded even though they just opened up recently?
It wasn't super crowded, but it's actually pretty big. When you first walk in, it seems small, but there's a whole upstairs area that's like, oh my gosh, it's like 4 times the size of the downstairs.
Yeah, okay. Excellent. What part of the Disney Springs is it? What's it next to? Where is it located?
It's right across from Jock Lindsay's.
Well, there's a problem.
I know. We had to hit both places. Of course.
Some of my favorites are in that general vicinity. I don't have to travel very far.
I know, and there's live music right there too. It's perfect.
Yeah. What time of day were you there?
I want to say it was like 6 or 7 when we first got there, and we stayed. I mean, we walked around Disney Springs for a while, but we were there for a good few hours altogether.
How were the crowds in Disney Springs for this particular night?
Kind of crowded, but not super crazy.
At 6 o'clock, are the crowds already coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I always like to tell people, I'm always like being ahead of the crowds. I rope drop things. I eat my lunch before anybody else. I get to Disney Springs and the lounges before anybody else. So I'm usually there like 3 o'clock-ish.
Good. That's a very good strategy.
I think that would work there, because I got to do the Boathouse. I got to do Jock Lindsay's. I like the Irish pub, right? Raglan Road.
Right. Enzo's Hideaway.
And that's another new one. Did you try that one too? Have we talked about this before?
No, because we just went there for the first time.
Oh, you didn't tell me. So how'd you like that one?
Yeah. It was great. I mean, we didn't eat there. We just had a quick drink and just wanted to check
it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Down in the
we
basement.
liked it a lot.
Very good. Yeah. So all those places are there really close walking distance.
Yes.
You really can,
close.
like you said, you could pop in for one drink, enjoy yourself, check it out, and mosey on over to the next one. So easy. Very relaxed. I love the idea of the live music. Did they have a lot of different live acts in the area?
They did. I think we walked past 3 or 4 different either bands or just like a guy with a guitar.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I love street entertainment like that.
I know. It was really nice. It was a lot of fun. Wow.
Well, Heather, anything else that you can tell me? This has been awesome to get a quick trip report.
Yeah, no, that kind of covers the highlights.
Nice. Were you guys just there for fun, you and Rich?
Yeah, I mean, our 2 goals were Galactic Nights and the water parks because we had water park passes. Yeah. So we wanted to use them before they expired.
Did you do any real estate looking this time?
Not this time.
All right.
No. I'm tempted, though. I keep looking online.
All right.
So I'm keeping an eye on the market.
And Rich is doing okay? Is he good?
He's doing well.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, nice chatting with you.
You too. Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks. I'm glad you were here and available. And we'll see if I get this on this week's podcast. You might hear it.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Kurt.
Nice talking to you, Heather. I'll give someone else a chance to come on if they want to talk. That was so much fun. Talking to Heather Brainerd. She's like in our Fab Five. Heather's been a part of the podcast since the beginning. She's in the one that, if you were to find some of the first podcasts that we had people on the show, Heather was definitely one of the first 5 that was there.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
You know, that recording came out just really, really sharp. Heather had a really good connection. Of course, I'm using my microphone and I got this little iRig too connected into my phone. So the audio came out. I'm really pleased with that. And that is a big hit. If you guys like that little segment that I did and we continue these Facebook Lives, you know, if we get interesting content like that, and I had another great conversation with Kate Sewell from Australia. Now, we have been on the Facebook group before and had some conversations or chats there, and I was so cool to see her and talk to her and talk about a trip that she is planning and to hear her airfare over $2,000 per person. But yeah, I can go back and record some of those and play them here in the podcast. So I'm loving this. And if you do too, just let me know. Well, the other thing I'm loving is that we have a travel agency. Book with us, guys. We're fun to talk to. You know, the podcast is fun. Our community is great. We've got we're experts. We got lots of information. You know, Disney pays the commission, so it's free to you. And Mama and Judy, they're loving the interaction they're having with you geeks, booking and reviewing your trips, getting your trips all set to go, especially if you're a newbie. You don't need to spend a lot of time yourself. These guys will do it for free for you, and you know, because we're booking it for you, and Disney pays the commission. Well, we're official Fairy Tale Concierge travel agents, along with EJ Cruz and Jennifer Galambos. Oh, thank you, Brandy, also for giving us that intro. That was actually a replay that I played when she's booking her cruise. Actually, she was on the Facebook Live also this past Friday talking about EJ, who is an awesome travel agent, along with Jennifer. We'll have them back on the show soon too. And they got a trip going in July, I guess, for Brandy. But anyways, we are Fairy Tale Concierge, and we are authorized Disney Vacation Planner Agency. Let's develop your plan. We're experts in Disney World. We've been podcasting about Disney World for over 4 years and going to Disney World for over 19 years. And we've stayed at practically all the resorts, and we've eaten at most of the restaurants, you really should leverage our expertise to plan your next Disney trip or your first Disney trip. Something that I think is really important beyond our expertise is just collaborating with us. You're going to have a ton of fun chatting with Mama and Judy, and together you'll brainstorm and book a magical trip for you and your family. I want to remind you that the Disney Cruise Line has announced their 2019 itinerary, so you want to jump on them as soon as possible. We're getting ready for June here because packages will start getting released for 2019 also. So if you're looking out in the future, that's great. And if you're looking for something really soon, we just had someone come to us, a friend of ours over at church, and they're booking and going in a month. We luckily found the wilderness cabins for them. So try to plan ahead. That was kind of lucky. But hey, if you're listening to podcasts for Trip Advice, you can save a lot of time with our free personal offer. What a beautiful night I have over here. I got the birds chirping in my back window. It's actually beautiful here in Connecticut. But you can schedule time with Mama, Judy, and you can even get my expert advice. We'll listen to your individual needs and do all the planning work for you, including dining reservations, fast passes, and booking your trip. You can email Mama and Judy at travelintierras@gmail.com. That's traveling without the G. travelintierras@gmail.com, or if you just go to our website, geekinonwdw.com/advice, and there's a little form there. Fill it out. It'll email us. We'll get in touch with you, and we will set up a free phone call. I like that personal touch. Getting to know our geeks. Hey, believe me, the best part about podcasting and our show are the friends that we meet through this show and the friends that you're going to meet through the show and all those trip ideas that we share. Let me give you 3 ways to join our amazing Geekin family. We've got a email newsletter. It's called the Geekin Gazette, and each week we'll send out an email that has our favorite news story from Walt Disney World, a planning or money-saving tip, and something interesting that our community is talking about. And if we've got a discount announcement from Fairy Tale Concierge and Disney World, we'll also let you know about that. A couple freebies you'll get when you sign up for the email list, and one is a planning spreadsheet. That's really important that you have your plan all figured out. Get it on a spreadsheet. We've got a nice format for you that works great for us. We love planning and tracking our days, ADRs, fast passes, park hours, and which park we're in. It's really convenient to put that on your phone, PDF it to each other, do a little message. That's what Judy does for me. She puts it on the text message to me. Then we got it on our phones. You can just look it up. You don't have to ask, hey, where are we going? You can just look on the spreadsheet. And there's also a travel packing checklist that you'll get a link to these freebies, and comes out about a day after you sign up for the email list. I know I've got tons of things to remember when I'm going on vacation. I love checklists. This one is really comprehensive. It's got Disney World specific things in there. And I know you don't want that horrible feeling on the way to the airport that you forgot something, or you're driving. You don't want to get down the road an hour or so and turn around with such a long drive. So pick up these freebies. They'll help you in your planning. And you can go out to geekinonwdw.com and sign up for the Geekin Gazette. You hear us talking about our Facebook group all the time because it is awesome. There's such a great, amazing Geekin family. It's got content coming in there, people asking questions, people getting answers, but it's a closed and private group. You'll get a couple of questions when you request to join this private Facebook group. Just search for the Geekin on WDW podcast in Facebook. But, the geeks, they just give me great feedback on the quality of the positive discussion. We hear this all the time because there's great friends being made. They're very respectful. They're very positive, and we love that. And if you want to qualify for that, you also got to be positive and have a passion for Walt Disney World and your vacations. You hopefully listen to our show and have a fun and positive attitude. So search for the group again on Facebook, request an invite, and once you're inside, please introduce yourself. We like to have those. You know how on the podcast, I have everyone give me 3 fun, interesting facts, Disney World facts about themselves. Do that for us, and then we can all say hi. And the third thing that you can do to join in on all the fun is now we've got Facebook Live. I think it's going to be Friday night. I've been changing around. I did Thursday. I got some people ask, can you try a different night? Because I got something going on Thursday night. Yeah, so this week I got something going on Thursday night. So I think Friday night's going to be at Facebook Live. Just watch. I usually put a little note in there in the Facebook group letting everyone know I only use the Facebook group to do this. It's not public. So We get great interaction. I am really loving the conversations that we're having there. A lot of fun, spontaneous, and I get to meet some of you guys that maybe I haven't had on the show for. It's another great opportunity to talk a little bit about your trips or get some questions answered about your trip coming up. Loving it. Facebook Live. Check us out this week. Email me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com, especially if you got an intro for me. I'd love to have a couple more intros. Those are fun. Everybody loves those. I'm on the Twitter, Geekin on WDW. We've got a voice recording Geek Speak hotline, 860-294-4774. You guys, when Toy Story opens on June 30th, I want to hear the Geek Speak start lighting up for you guys telling me all about Toy Story Land, because I won't be able to get there till January, and I bet you a lot of our listeners won't be able to get there for a while. So let us know what's going on either through that or through live Facebook. That will be great. Thanks for supporting our shows, retweeting our Twitter posts, sharing our Facebook episodes. Forward the Geek and Gazette newsletter to a friend and let them know all about us. We'd love to have new members all the time, but for now, thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. We love you, geeks. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true.